It's hard to read this and not see this as some sort of social deconstruction for its time period, especially considering the fact that when this was written in back in like 1974 or whatever, um, perhaps oh shit, what was his name? I think his name was Kazuo Umezu. If I have that wrong, fucking forgive me. All right. um, it's almost as if you know the way the children are talking, how they're governing themselves. It's the reflection on society that they see that they're not invoking into their own society. Because here's the thing: is that a lot of times, if somebody can come up with a better solution on how to run a society, they will. But usually it won't be young children. Young children will mimic what they know because they figure, well, what has been put into place and what is around has been working, right? That's because they're not there mentally, they're not there. Well, okay, let me backtrack that. Say they're not there mentally. Nah, that's not the case at all. They are there mentally. Holy shit. What I meant by that is they're not at that mental state that adults are at. They're not questioning the status quo. You know, you have adults, of course, in politics, in anything, always questioning what's around them. Yeah, there's some adults that just don't care and would just rather things stay the same. However, there are other adults that do care and want things to change for the better, or at least what they hope is the better. Because, of course, both sides, no matter if one side thinks the other side is wrong, they both think that they are right. And so that brings us to The Drifting Classroom, Volume 4. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, gives you a thumbs up. That way the YouTube algorithm will know that my content is worth watching. And if you haven't, that is for those who are subscribed. Make sure you hit that bell and make sure that the little bell icon is like ringing and such. That way, you'll get a notification when I put out another video. Bad or good, yeah. Okay, so onto the volume itself. All right, so the volume deals with a lot of interesting aspects. First, we got the kids coming up with their own governing system because essentially they're the only thing that's left in this just vast wasteland of sand. You know, pretty much this is House Atreides and everything else is Dune. Except for there's no Freeman any fucking where, okay? um, Also, after establishing the government, they also try to figure out a way to combat the monster that appeared in the last volume. And with this monster comes, I consider this series power. And it's so fucking weird. The power is, wait for it. You waiting? You still waiting? Imagination. Yeah. All because there's this one kid who is so hungry. And at first, when they're describing his hunger and such, I was just thinking to myself, okay, he probably has some kind of parasite that is, eating away at his insides, or that's preventing him from actually getting full. But no, it's a psychological thing. You see, apparently the kid is like so distressed. The only thing that actually calms him down is eating. And he cannot eat enough to put his stress levels at bay. So no matter how much he eats, he always needs to eat more and more and more and more. Now, the crazy thing is though, back when the school was, well, before it got transported away into the far, far future, apparently this kid, I believe his name was Nakata, he did not eat at all, or was just very picky at eating. So it seems that the stress, the fear, the anxiety had shot up his appetite to unreasonable lengths. And because of that, too, okay, where that imagination thing comes in, there was a drawing they found that this kid did 2 years before that looks just like the monster that's attacking them. And apparently the monster was created by the kid's imagination. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? That's a very interesting power dynamic. And if it takes that much mental fortitude for this kid to unwillingly create something out of nothing, doesn't that mean that the other children could also create monsters from deep-rooted fears and anxieties as well? So this makes me wonder just how are things going to go? Not to mention imagination. Sometimes imagination could be thought of as, well, at least I think they're wishes sometimes, because you wish something would come true, and that's you're imagining it coming true, but it doesn't come true. At the start of the story, we had Sho wishing he would never see his mother ever again, and there goes the whole school. Did Sho cause this? Maybe he fucking did. Maybe he fucking didn't. Who knows? So, yeah, the way they get rid of the monster is quite clever. Essentially, they end up knocking the kid out and making them think that he died, but in reality, he never did. But afterwards, the skull starts getting swarmed by these very little insects that could dig into the skin and just eat someone from the inside out. And the little insects are like babies that look identical to the adult insect or monster or whatever. And now everyone thinks that, okay, if this kid Nakata, okay, created this monster out of his imagination, what's not to say that he's not continuously creating more monsters from that exact same imagination pool? Or did the monster end up being manifested in the real world for so long that it actually got properties of being real? Properties such as giving birth to fresh new life. But then again, there's only one monster, and unless the monster is a hermaphrodite, how the fuck would it be able to actually reproduce any kind of offspring, right? Also, this volume had a ton of child death. Holy shit. There was death at the start for the kids, thinking they can fly because they mentally broke. Because, well, the older kids were fighting, and these kids didn't know what the hell was going to happen. So they thought, fuck it, I'm going to jump off a fence, think I'm a bird, and yeah. Pretty fucked up shit. And, oh yeah, keep this in mind. This is a shonen series. This series was written and placed into a shonen magazine. A magazine meant for young boys between the ages of, like, I think 12 to 19. So, yeah. But hey, it shows that, hate to say it, but fuck, I'm gonna say it anyways. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Boom, there you go. Fuck it. Um, but one of the best characters in the story gets killed off in this volume. And that is Takigaki. Now, no, sorry, Ikagaki. That's his name. I totally fucked up. It's not Takigaki. It's Ikagaki. He becomes the minister of defense after school establishes their government. By the way, Sho and the girl, the princess, they both run for mayor or whatever, or president, whatever the fuck it's called in Japan. Sho wins, of course. Like, to me, that was just obvious. I would have been more surprised if the princess won, and then, like, under the princess's rule, they decided to overthrow her, then put Sho in. But when Sho won, I was like, okay, yeah, that's easily predictable. But anyways, back to the kid Ikigaki. He gives it his all trying to fight the monster, and little dude gets his arm snatched off, and he fights to his dying breath. It's like watching somebody, play Dark Souls, and like you can tell how they're playing that they're not very good at it, but they're kind of good at it. And it's like you could just kind of know exactly when they're going to die. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. But yeah, this kid went out like a fucking boss. And yeah, that death kind of hit a little different from most of the other deaths in the story so far. But it didn't make me shed a tear. Alright, so with that being said, what do you guys think of The Drifting Classroom Volume 4? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. But if you would, actually I said if twice tonight, motherfucker. Okay, whatever. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Or if you're on the fence about subscribing, fuck it, quit me on the fence. Subscribe, alright? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. That way the YouTube algorithm will know that my content is worth watching. And if you want to be notified of any new video I do, make sure you hit that subscribe. Oh, I said subscribe already, huh? Whoops. I mean, hit that notification icon and make sure that bell is a ring-a-ding-dingin'. Also, if you want to share this with your friends, your family members, or who have you, go ahead. I'm not stopping you. I physically fucking can't anyways. You can be like, hey, look at this dumbass. Send. Like, you easily just fucking do that. Alright. I'll chat you guys later.